I am in Kuta Beach in Bali, and I thought this would be the perfect occasion to review these guys. I've been listening to this for a couple of days. Why here? Why the beach? Well, this is the HBB KAI, Hawaiian bad boy, fellow YouTuber, audiophile, and collaborator extraordinaire. I mean, this guy is busy. This is one of his collabs. It's called the KAI, and as you can see, it's shiny. With gold and aquamarine, this is bordering on jewelry, and well, if your aesthetic leans towards the flashy and the bling bling, this might be right up your alley. In fact, it even comes with a polishing cloth in the case, so that's how much they want this to look nice. It also comes with a detachable cable and a rather nice little leather pouch, but you're not here for that. How does it sound? Well, as shiny as the aesthetics are, the sound signature is anything but. You notice two things when you put the KAI on first. Number one is that it has a massive bass shelf. There's a lot of bass, there's a lot of sub bass. If that's your thing, then there you go. He's giving it to you. But the second thing you notice is that there is very little treble extension. In fact, beyond the point, the treble just simply falls off. Those two things combined though make this a very dark, very warm sounding IEM. Dark because of the lack of treble extension, warm because of the massive amounts of bass. But the saving grace is that the bass shelf does cut off in time to not bleed into the mids, which means vocals, guitars, a lot of the instrumentation comes across relatively clean and relatively unmuddied. Now, a word on detail and technicality. If you listen to sub bass, you can clearly see that while there is a lot of bass and sub bass, it's not the most well controlled, and there isn't quite as much detail as I would prefer. That makes it a little hard to palate, because that combined with the lack of treble extension makes it sound generally a little bit muddy all around. On top of which, soundstage, while it's okay, imaging is really not very good. I mean, it's one thing to buy these for music if this is your kind of sound signature, sure, but if you're thinking of using it for gaming, esports gaming, I can tell you, is not going to work out. Positional information is quite poor with these on. Similarly, for movies and more immersive gaming, the problem is there's a lot of bass and there's not much treble, which means every little explosion, every thump, it absolutely overpowers you, and there's nothing to balance it out. So even in that case, at least for my tastes, it didn't really work out too well. But it's not all bad. There is one other standout thing along with those clean mids, was a little rise in the upper mids that made the vocals, both male and female, sound really lush and intimate. And I think that is the essence of this IEM. If you like a warm, dark sounding IEM and you want really nice, lush, intimate vocals, then the KAI might be right up your alley. But even so, there is the price to contend with. Now, when I looked it up, the KAI was for about $80. A few years back, this would have been okay. But in 2022, there's quite a bit of competition in the sub $50 category. And even if you wanted to spend more, if you're okay with $80 or more, there's always the Dioko. $20 more will get you the Salnots Dioko. By virtue of it being a planar IEM, it has faster attack and decay, giving you the impression of greater control over that bass and a greater sense of detail throughout. Add to that the added treble extension, and you've got a little more air and sparkle on the Dioko as well, although the Dioko's treble can get a little wonky, admittedly. So that's the real problem. On the one hand, the KAI isn't that great for detailed resolution, soundstage, or imaging, and it is a very specific sound signature which may not suit a lot of people. Plus, the price point is a little hard to swallow given the competition in the market. But hey, more variety is good for everyone. If this is the sound signature you like, the HBB KAI will give you that and a bit of jewelry in your ears. Now I'm gonna go get some coconut water, so till next time, stay happy, stay peaceful, stay colorful. Namaste. Oh yeah. Oh. That's awesome.